Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the long-awaited Your Vision podcast. Today, I am joined here with some great individuals. To my right, we got Papa Outlaw. To my right below me, we got Meister from Unleashed. Hello. And to my bottom right, we got Sleepless from the Skyward series.
Yo.
Our special guest here today. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have some very exciting news for you here tonight. And a lot of people have been asking me, and I'm sure all of them have been getting questions too. What's the deal? Why are the Skyward colors the same as the AGL colors? What's going on here? Why did the AGL logo end up getting a crown and so did the Skyward logo? What's the deal here? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is official. AGL and Skyward are going to be merging this coming Friday, actually. So the day of this podcast being released, the merge will be announced. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I know all of it. We've been planning this for months now. This is dating all the way back to SFAC. There's a little conversation where, me and Slep, we were just talking, and he knew. He was like, there's no way Moldy would ever talk about a merge. And then one day I just was like, you know what? I was thinking, and I was like, are you thinking about a merge? And he was like, maybe a little bit. And then we got to talking.
Exactly. I've been even since way before SBAC, when we first heard you guys, we were like, yeah, it'd be cool to make a super league. And then I got to know you that one night. I think it was that one night I was watching you stream COD or something, and I just hear the passion you were talking about AGL with, and I was like, this guy's never gonna give up his league. And here we are, joint league. Let's go.
Yeah, and that was my whole thing too was, and especially Meister and Outlaw, they know this. I'm very passionate, very very passionate about this scene, and so are these guys. Everybody that we really take into our staff team, and now most importantly, combining with another league as well. I mean, this it's all about the passion for me, and that type of stuff really is what drives me most. So seeing the passion that you had, Slep, and then the rest of the guys on your staff team, our staff team, just that was the big kicker for me. And I decided, I was like, you know what, especially Outlaw. I know Outlaw, he's loving this.
Yeah, Outlaw, exactly.
Bro, I have been planting these seeds for eons. Because, I'm upper staff for both. And I'm like, listen, guys, please, for the love of sleep, can we just combine them? You guys are both W people. And Moldy and Slepo said, they're both great leagues with great people helping run it. Why not just combine it? All these amazing minds, we could make, quoting Slep, a super league. We could go back to what we used to have and just cherish it and have a lot more competition and a lot more fun, a lot more people, a lot more opportunities. Why not? It's the best idea we have.
Exactly. Especially working with Meister the last few weeks, getting this stuff ready. There's ideas and stuff that before this, Skyward never could have done because we didn't have the people for it. And now we got Meister and other guys. I'm sure I can tell who it is, but people working in the background, and we are cooking.
That's an understatement. That is an understatement. Yeah. We have some incredible things. I wake up, I get ready for school in the morning. I wake up and I'm already seeing some of the people behind the scenes working. This is an all-day thing, and it is just non-stop, just figuring out new things that they can do to try and make the new Super League better. Just so many things that we are non-stop trying to do and trying to accomplish for this upcoming league. That's gonna make it's gonna make some noise. It is definitely gonna make some noise, and I'm very excited about it. But I do think it's important to mention, with the two leagues combining, I'm sure some of you are like, okay, what's going to happen to, the social medias, the Discords, all this. So with that being said, we are going to be using the AGL Discord. So the Skyward Discord will be merging with AGL, but the Skyward Twitter page will be the new page for the new brand. Now, I didn't talk about the new name yet. I don't should I mention? I guess it's gonna be released the same
It's gonna be
day.
released at the
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't say the name.
So the new name of the organization is going to be the Royalty Series, and
Ooh.
yeah, this
Ooh.
Yeah.
we wanted to spice it up, go with a little something that had like that, just that royalty type of field, and I mean that's what we really came up with, and everyone as soon as we came up with it, it was like, okay, we love the royalty scene or the royalty theme. What are we gonna go with it from there? And had some
we didn't try for
fantastic
months to
ideas.
figure out a name or anything. It wasn't us.
Bro, I love the fact that it took like 2 or something months to decide, and like the name we chose is like one of the first ones we ever said.
Yeah.
I'm
There was
pretty
only
sure
really two.
it was like
two
royalty.
contenders.
Exactly.
Yep.
Elimination was not it. Shout out to everyone who hated Elimination, because
All
thank you.
right. All right. All right.
No, I'm sorry. No offense to you, Allah. No offense to you, Meister. No, big offense to Zenith League. Whoever made that idea was not cooking. I shall not name
No.
names, but bro was not cooking.
And then
I still was
an
cooking.
org came out with Zenith in it, so we're glad that we didn't pick it.
Exactly. Yeah, that was
Exactly.
actually
It
a
would
good
have
timing.
been
Yeah.
awkward.
So
That would have been extremely awkward.
Very awkward. Hey, welcome to our league. We stole your name.
We thought
We
of it
bought the
first. You guys
rights,
just appeared. Yeah, actually, I love your league because we bought the name like a month ago. Sorry, guy.
And I'm sure a lot of you as well are now obviously asking, some of the things between AGL and Skyward are a little bit different. So Outlaw, go ahead, run us down the new format for the Super League.
Okay, obviously, if you're in AGL, then you would understand the format because we're keeping it the same. But for all you newcomers that are coming over from Skyward or just new in general, basically, we have 6 weeks of normal play, 1 game per week. You have to schedule your match. By Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, all matches must be submitted by noon Eastern Time. That's 12 p.m. In case you don't know what noon is, just to clarify. Now, with that being said, the first 6 weeks and playoffs are the same in bracketing, which is Swiss. So week 1 is just basically just alphabetical because no one has played yet. But after the weeks progress, it's going to be the top 1 team and 2 team play each other, or maybe the bottom 2 teams play each other. That way, if there's teams with forfeits, they're going to play other teams with forfeits. The teams that are like 5-0 play each other. So we have like a really nice show match in weeks 5 and 6 to build up the playoffs, to be like, oh, maybe we'll see them again in the finals, or maybe not. Maybe we'll get knocked off by a lower seed, because once we get to playoffs after week 6, there's always a lull in week 7 just to give everyone a break, to make sure we have everything finalized so we can make the brackets, etc., etc. And once we release the brackets, which will be during week 7 at some point, we can't always give you a solidified day because we might be on vacation or whatever, but we make sure we get it to you before week 8 starts, just like how we do for the normal first 6 weeks. But after we get that, then it's still Swiss bracketing, but it's only going to be maybe top 16 teams, maybe top 8 teams, depending on how many teams participated in the normal season. Also, a sneak peek is we're going to be bringing in EU 2s, 2v2s. We're going to bring that in as well. And again, so like the first time we do EU 2v2s, let's say only 10 teams participate. We might only do top 6. We might do top 8. It all depends on how we think it's just. Because we don't want to just say everyone makes it if there's 16 teams and make it a top 16, because then what's the point of playoffs? So if there's like 16 teams, we usually drop it down to top 8. So make it a little bit more competitive, a little bit more fierce, a little sweatier, some good content. But that's basically the gist of how we're going to do it. And we will have all that on display for you guys to access at any time. So it'll be really easy. And of course, we have the tickets in case you have questions. We're going to have an even bigger goated staff team to be able to answer your beck and call at any time of the day, whether you're EU or NA.
Exactly.
One thing I also just realized, I didn't even mention about our new socials. So, for our socials, I did mention that we are going to be using the Skyward Twitter, but I did not mention the name change. You can now find us on our socials at Royalty Series GG. That'll be completely rebranded for the Royalty Series. And then, as well, for the Your Vision podcast, this is going to be renamed to the Your Vision _Royalty podcast. So just a few little name changes there that will take place on our YouTube, our Twitter, and then potentially Twitch in the future. But obviously, right now we don't have that yet. So YouTube, TikTok, and our Twitter all will have those changes, as well as our Spotify account, which we are creating.
We will
Let's
have
go.
we'll have the Twitch rebranded, but
Yes.
we might not be able to get that handle.
Twitch.tv/royalty series, I assume. I
Ideally,
actually don't think we actually checked that. We're so.
that's the one thing we didn't check.
We did
We're
not
also
check- we
coming
did not
for
check
you. We're
that,
coming
but-
for you, royalty series on Twitter.
Exactly.
We're
Yes.
coming for you.
Exactly.
We have
are.
our lawyers on the way. TV/royalty series not exist. Let's go. We got it on Twitch too.
Yeah. So okay. So for a little bit on the Discord merge, that's going to be taking place. So the AGL season. So we will officially rebrand the name and the logo on the
Today.
day of this announcement, which would be when this is posted today. However,
Live right now.
Good comms, good comms.
However, the Discord, so the AGL season will be finished the end of February. Technically, the 4th is when we would stop accepting scores for that final week of playoffs. But since it's final weeks, most of them will be casted on the mainstream, if not all. That's what we usually aim for. So we should have those scores before, by the end of Sunday, the latest. As we're not going to be casting any games Monday morning. Also, a thing to mention, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it may be the 19th, but I think the 16th is when we're going to be opening registrations for the new season.
Correct.
So-
Right now.
The day
Head
that
over
this is
right
posted.
now.
Right
now.
now.
Right now. Check
And
the script out.
actually, the way that you will be registering now is through a Discord bot. Super
Yes.
easy. There'll be a channel in the Discord that has some instructions for using it, but it's super straightforward. It's one command. And that's been developed. I worked on it some myself. Cynical has taken over a majority of the project. Cynical is one of our developers. He's a great guy. Done a lot of work for us.
Shout out Cynical.
He's kind of taken the reins there as my development processes were a little lackluster, and he has a lot more experience in that field, so he's kind of taking the reins. Definitely still helping where I can, but he's done a great job. And again, there'll be a little informational channel, and the command is /register. You'll see the royalty series bot pop up with the prompt, enter your team name, and it will add you to a thread where you can finish your registration. Now, just quickly to talk on that real quick, it is required to have everybody in the Discord. In order to complete your registration, you will have to tag them in the thread. The bot will
Can
ignore
you say
them
that
if
one more
they-
time, Meister, so everyone hears it?
Yes, you will have to tag them in the thread. It'll work the same way that for AGL, you'll know the match threads this season, tagging people to add them. Now, the bot will do that automatically throughout the season. Match threads will be created automatically. Every team, and all their rosters will be added to the thread by the bot. So that's kind of why we're having you tag them during registration. We'll be able to collect their Discords. And you don't have to worry about it. It's going to be their Discord IDs. So if the name changes, we'll still have their ID and they'll still be added as long as they're in the Discord. It's super simple. We'll collect the logo for your team, your captain, manager, anything like that, as well as notes if you want to, talk about if your team's all male or if you have a female on your team, you want casters to know that, or any pronunciations of names. Like nobody can pronounce my name right, so. But yeah, super nice, streamlined registration process to open up on the 16th, along with the Discord revamp that will come 2 weeks later. So that's just some of the stuff we have cooking on the operational side of things. And I don't know where we're going next, but whoever's next, pick up from there.
It's you.
Oh yeah. So Outlaw was talking about week 7. Week 7, we usually have, or AGL usually. My hair is not working with me today. AGL, we usually have a all-star event on week 7. That's where we recognize the top players of the brackets and kind of do a crew battle match, or not kind of do, we do a crew battle match, and where we showcase those players, let them, have some fun after the regular season's over. Now this season with AGL, you can ignore me for a second, Slep, but this season for AGL, we are doing it this weekend. So the 17th and 18th is when we'll have the event going. There will likely have been an announcement already out before you're seeing this, but we'll have that all-star event. It's going to be a little bit different though, as in it will be a mixture of the AGL players and the Skyward players facing off. So it'll be the top 3 of the AGL circuits versus the top 3 of the Skyward circuits.
Nah, I can't. I had the hoodie.
EU's a little different. There'll be top 6 of just AGL. Skyward doesn't have EU quite yet, but the league coming together will have the EU brackets again. So, the EU is gonna be playing on the 18th, and NA is gonna be playing on the 17th. It's gonna be a little earlier in the day for my North American folks. It's gonna be, let's see, let me do my time zone calculations real quick. 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and 4 p.m. for Eastern, and that will be 7, 8, and 9 for the GMT folks.
For Saturday, it will be 7, 8, 9 Eastern.
Yeah, for Saturday it will be 7, 8, 9 Eastern. EU, if you want to watch, it'll be late for you, but we did want to get you included on this event, as I know in the past All-Stars we weren't able to get the EU guys going. So that's something to look out for, a little fun tournament, let everyone showcase their skills and have some fun at the end of the season.
I was looking in my where I told the Challenger All-Stars, that's the C1, C2, and they're currently playing scrims and training with each other. So unfortunately, Skyward will be winning this one, but
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Ours do a scrimming. That's how dedicated Skyward players out of the grind.
Ours don't even have to scrim. They're that good.
Uh-huh.
Also, I do think it's important to mention this as well. AGL no longer uses the League OS system. We are completely run through now with sheets, and of course the bot as well. Ideally, at a certain point, exactly.
Circuit.
Yeah.
That's the ideal thing that we want to get to is run everything as much as we possibly can through the Discord bot and the website, and of course the sheets as well. But we want to condense that down as much as we possibly can. So, but AGL no longer uses League OS. We are officially a sheets and Discord bot run league.
Shout out Cody, my goat.
Yes,
Yes,
Cody,
yes.
you beautiful muffin, you.
Cody
Yeah.
has completely built our entire back end. Now, usually, AGL's seen it, Skyward's seen it. The sheets are beautiful. We are going to have all that information feed to a website, so it's kind of a one-stop shop, the website and the bot. The sheets will be more back end for staff, but his beautiful mind is still powering our league.
Yeah,
So
and
he built all of our Swiss bracketing, so that's all done automatically by the formulas he's written. So definitely a big help there from Cody, and he's going to be, it'll be apparent by the time of this, but he will be our director of operations. I was promoted mid-season with AGL just to kind of help out with some, Outlaw got a new job, Moldy's been really busy with school and basketball, so I was pushed up to league commissioner. I've tried to fill that role as much as I can, and with that, Cody's coming up. He's an admin right now with AGL, but he's going to be coming up to a director of operations. We'll have, Prods are great admin. We'll have some other great staff you'll see all down the sidebar as this is announced, but we'll also have a staff rosters channel as well to recognize those people and make sure that they're covered in that new Discord. But real quick, back to the All-Star event, I do want to mention, so AGL uses currently, the brackets are C1, C2, C3, GC1, and GC2, 3. Not staying as in the rank, range is going to be the same, but we are going to be taking over the Skyward naming system. So it'll be Challenger is the C1, C2 bracket. That'll be called the Challenger bracket or the Challenger circuit. C3, GC1 will be the All-Star circuit, and GC2, 3 will be the Premier circuit. Now with that, it gets a little confusing when we have an All-Star event and we also have a circuit named All-Star. So I'm going to take the liberty here and say we're going to be calling it the Royal Rumble. I think that is an awesome name. and that's what we're going to be running with for this first
Ooh.
event.
Sounds good.
Now that was recommended to me. I don't know who. I'll have to look, and I will
my
give a
goat
shout out.
Flip Out.
It was Flip Out. Okay.
It was his
so,
last message.
Yeah. Flip Out's last
Good
message.
job, Flip.
The Royal Rumble. I loved
Shout
it.
out, Flip Out.
I'm going to be using that, and that's what we're going to run with from now on. So that's going to be our event every circuit to recognize the top players of each circuit.
Sounds good.
And one thing I do want to go back on, yeah, I love that name. Shout out to Flip Out. But one thing I definitely do want to mention, you know, all the new staff, all the new individuals that we've met throughout this process of the merge, like, they deserve so much credit. Like, I know we've already shouted out Cynical and Cody, but, like, I got to shout them out again because Cody mid-season, we put the task of developing an entire sheet for... And I think it was in like 1 or 2 weeks. Got all of it done for us. Had everything completely from League OS over to Sheets, just like that. Obviously, you know, he had some help. Meister being the main guy. But still, a huge shout out to Cody and of course, you know, Cynical as well, because developing that bot, I know I've seen some of the stuff that they've had to do. It's not easy at all. You know, this is a like weeks long of a project. It potentially could turn into months long of a project. You know,
Look like
depending on
a
how far we
royal
take it.
pain, you know?
You could say it like that, but again, I got to give a shout out to all these guys. You know, especially Meister as well. Everybody, you know, they've done such a phenomenal job.
Agreed.
Everyone coming together and trying to form this incredible league. And you know, without all the help that we've gotten over the past few months, this merge wouldn't have been possible. So I got to give a huge shout out to everybody, including the 3 that are with me here, because without these 3 beautiful individuals, this wouldn't be happening.
I do things.
And I also want to thank AGL for bearing with us when we had to do that transition,
sure.
and it was all last minute. And of course, there would be some hiccups because it was pretty much all manual to add all the teams and the rosters, and of course, some things are going to be missed or some stones were not unturned. And we just want to thank you for bearing with us, and we appreciate you guys bringing stuff up to us in the tickets, because we're like, oh, all right, no worries, we'll fix it, like, you know. And we have to give a huge shout out to the whole community and all the people participating, because y'all definitely helped us to tweak it even more, considering the rush we had to put into this switch.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, obviously, without, you know, Cody, Cynical's really coming into play for the new season, but specifically this circuit, Cody built out. I mean, Cody's never done a Swiss bracket before. He's always done predefined matchups, which is a lot less complicated than figuring out a formula to Swiss X amount of teams. He has it up to 50, but obviously we're not using that many teams quite yet. But I mean, still a phenomenal job figuring out all the multiples, taking 6 teams instead of 8, taking 12 instead of 16. I mean, those little intricate, you know, details, making sure that every little detail worked, making sure that the, you know, lower record teams get the bye weeks instead of giving free wins to the high record teams. All of that was put into thought, and he did it in about a week and a half. Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously without him, we wouldn't have been able to continue this season. But touch on what Outlaw said. Without you guys and your patience, this season probably would have fell dead in its track right then and there in week 3. So, thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for the patience, and we got some big stuff planned.
Oh,
Now you guys know why we did it. Now
Yeah.
you guys know why we made that switch.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh yeah.
Wait until season 1 is done. We'll have even bigger announcements to go. And you think this was big? We got even more coming and cooking. We got all these restaurants with all these kitchens in them. We're cooking up all these delicious meals, and y'all are going to be so excited. Guaranteed.
Exactly. We're doing a Michelin star.
Oh yeah, Gordon Ramsay got nothing on us. You know?
Exactly.
We actually got Gordon Ramsay on. No, I'm kidding.
He's on the staff team,
It's
guys.
All right, so one last thing about replays. I know that ball chasing limited unless you have, a membership to only 5 replays per day.
It's 10.
So,
Will they change it?
oh, they
They're
changed
so
it.
Did they
back.
change it?
That's right, they did change it to 10.
We are so
But-
back. Let's go.
Let's
But
go.
either way, as long as you guys save the replays and make a ticket and send them to us, we can always have someone help with uploading the replays. But if you do not save them and do not make a ticket and let us know within the week that you played that match, that series, then we cannot help you. If you give them to us Tuesday, the day after Monday when you're supposed to submit the scores, you will be rewarded a forfeit unless there's some other proof of that gameplay. So please remember to always save the replays. Even if you need us to help you, put it on ball chasing, because we can all gladly help you. Skyward and AGL both are familiar with ball chasing at this point. I know Skyward has a lot of experience with ball chasing. I know
We chase
AGL
balls
is a little bit
24/7,
newer.
guys.
Yes, but either way, we are here to help you. But if you don't save the replays, we can't help all the time. So just remember that, please and thank you.
One more thing. Get your match casted. You're next up.gg. Yes, you're with URNEXT UP.gg. Get on mainstream. Get on all the GOAT streams. We're gonna have we have 20 plus casters, I think,
Oh
because
my
we're merging
God,
both
yeah.
our casters.
Oh my god.
So we're gonna have at least 20 plus casters. EU, NA, everywhere. Get your matches casted. It makes it more hype for you. Makes it more hype for us. We get to shout out your matches on stream. Also tweet at us. Tweet at Royalty Series. We got a match today. Bam, retweet. Free impressions. You're gonna
Bam.
get big, guys. Trust me. Being in Royalty Series
Networking.
means you're gonna grow followers. 1,000%.
You're gonna feel royal.
You're gonna feel like a queen. Like a
Fine
queen.
text.
All my
we
queen
are not
out there.
promising followers. We are not promising.
We're not.
followers.
We are promising queenship though. You can be a queen of the sovereign nation of
Put a
Royalty
big
Series.
disclaimer over the screen right here.
Trust me, retweets. That's at least views.
we will.
I can reasonably promise a
Yes.
view increase.
We will be retweeting and very active. Any tags of our Twitter, obviously, within reason. If you're doing some crazy stuff on Twitter, But if you're posting league content, anything like that, cool clips you guys have, anything, definitely tag us and we'll be
Exactly.
very active with that. So
Yes. And get on mainstream.
Yeah.
A lot of viewers there.
for sure.
Yeah.
You can be like a queen once again. You can be a girl boss if you will.
It is important to mention as well, going back to the Twitter stuff, the AGL Twitter will be used for something. Not saying what yet, but be on the lookout. It will be used. I think that's
Sounds good.
That's important to mention. But Slep, go ahead. I know you got one more point you want to hit here.
One more point. Okay. So let's say you played, or even let's say you didn't play, but you're not in the All-Star event and you're feeling left out this weekend. And you're like, oh, I want to play, but you can't. Well, guess what? After you watch our All-Stars be All-Stars in their Royal Rumble, hop on over to Twitter or Discord on Monday and join the first Royalty Series tournament. Details to be announced, but signups open on the 19th, this Monday, and the actual event is the 1st through the 3rd of March. So right now, go sign up, go look for the details, and play.
Well, not right now. In 2 days or 3.
Yes, right now. Yes,
Yeah.
no, yes,
No,
not
right now, right now.
right now. Try and travel. No, not right now, but in 2
If you
days.
don't find it, you'll find it.
Right now,
It will be live on the 19th. The
here's
latest.
your timeline. So right now, you go follow our Twitch, our Twitter, and join the Discord, and then you can turn notifications on Twitter,
Yes.
and then on
Tune into the All-Star event on the 17th.
Yep, we'll
and
announce
Okay.
stuff on the
so
All-Star
notifications on
event
Twitch and
as
Twitter.
well.
And
and
then,
then
after you watch it, then once you get the notification on Twitter, which you'll have notifications on, of course,
yeah.
then you'll be like, oh wow, I got a tournament to sign up for. I can be a queen.
Yes, all the specifics for the tournament will be announced on stream, likely on the Sunday after the EU players play. It'll be a little bit earlier in the day as opposed to 9 p.m. So for the NA folks, and all of it, we'll have that specific part clipped and posted as well in the
Yes.
Discord. So all that information will be accessible throughout the weekend and the weeks following. But we'll go over, format, what we're looking, who players, players are eligible.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
What players are eligible, as well as, kind of the exact timeline for when the actual event will happen, when signups will close, how many teams will be accepted. All that fun stuff will be announced on stream. So definitely tune in to both days. And if you really only care about the tournament, then you kind of suck.
We're saying
Wow.
watch our All Stars Rumble
Wow.
royally. See who's the true queen of Royalty Series.
All right,
No.
ladies and gentlemen. Well, Meister, you got.
Oh,
I was just gonna say no. I love you guys. You're all great.
yes.
But
Shout out to the
definitely tune into
community.
the All-Star event. Give some love to
Exactly.
the top of the divisions, and get ready for this amazing new league that we've got cooking.
Yes. A long time coming, but
Long time coming.
Yeah.
we appreciate y'all's patience, and we are so very excited for what's
100%.
to come. Not
Big.
just for what we're cooking, but for what we can provide for this amazing community. Actually, both amazing communities that will become one big giant.
We're having guys. We're getting married. Moldy, we're getting married. Let's go.
Play the music.
Okay. Well, Moldy, I think that is all. Hopefully.
Yes, that is all I have. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning into this episode. I know this one was a bit more of an informational type of podcast, but we did try and obviously include some of those conversations in there as well. But we hope this was what you guys wanted to hear. But we're very excited to bring this to you guys, as Outlaw said. And yeah, we're excited to see, what's to come in the future. This will be the last time you guys see AGL branding.
Same for
Ever?
Skyward.
Same for
Buy the-
Skyward.
Buy the merch. There's gonna be no use to you, but please go buy the merch.
Yeah, you can buy the AGL merch too. But Royalty Series merch will be coming soon as well. That's important to
That's true.
mention.
Maybe a giveaway.
Potentially.
For the Mergy Poo.
Potentially. But make sure you do right this very second. You can leave this video now. Go follow all of our socials at Royalty Series GG. It'll end up probably being Royalty Series. Yeah, on our Twitter. Royalty
We'll have all the
Series on
links
our
below.
Twitch. Check the
Yeah,
description. We'll have links to I'll have links to Outlaw, Slepless Meister. I'll have links to to shout out Cynical and Cody, of course.
Cody.
And yeah. With that
Yeah.
being said, ladies and gentlemen, Outlaw, Slep, Meister, you guys have any final things you want to say? Anything like that?
Love you
Slepless
guys.
interview
Can't
podcast
wait.
when?
Join us for the next podcast because we are going to be back in business.
We are going to be back in business. That's important to mention. We know
Yes.
that we have been a little bit not a little bit. We have been inactive. We are sorry. Just life has hit all of us, unfortunately. But we've been cooking this up. Once we start getting this all out, then hopefully weekly, bi-weekly podcasts will be back rolling again.
Podcasts will be coming out
They will be coming out.
in a
Yes.
shorter
You
time.
will see
frame.
podcasts
Yeah.
on your YouTube feed.
You will
In your
be
Spotify
seeing more of
feed.
these. Yep.
I've been begging Moldy for Spotify for months now. Finally, it's happening.
Also, if you have any recommendations for people you would like to see on this podcast, be sure to, tag them on Twitter, tag us with them, whatever. YourVision_royalty on Twitter. Give us a follow, of course, and add us with anybody you have that you recommend that we get on this podcast. But, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, that's going to do it for us here tonight at the Your Vision AGL Now Royalty Podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, stay positive, and we will see you all later. Peace.
Peace.